ela cheia de graça. Ela, menina que vem e que passa num doce balanço a caminho do mar. Moça do corpo dourado do sol de Ipanema, o seu balançado é mais que um poema, é a coisa mais linda que eu já vi passar. Ah, se ela soubesse
Well, good afternoon or good evening, and welcome back to Drammen for the final time today. This is the fourth category of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Series for 2024. We are onto the Young Rider category, and this is the fifth leg for these competitors. We have three teams coming forward, one for Denmark, one for Sweden, and one for Finland. Denmark and Sweden each have 4 riders in their teams. Finland just have 3, so each score will need to count. The Danish team sits in 5th place in the overall season standings. As we're at the halfway point, and they sit in 5th place with 160 points, following 2 third places at previous legs. Team Sweden sit in 8th, following a 6th place and in Centaur Park, and a 7th in Compiègne. And Finland are yet to make an appearance as their debut in this 2024 series. But the competition today kicks off with the Danish team, led by Bo K. Muller. Great chef to keep for the Danish team. Their first rider out is Nuna Valfanglinde with Canandro HB. The first 3 competitions in today's Youth Nations Cup series were won by Norway. Norway winning every single category that they entered today. No Norwegian team in the Young Rider category. Of course, bringing you this live on FEI TV. 2 fences down now for Nuna Valfanglinde. As she comes down this final line in this course, set once again by Bart de Vonk and Uni Gustafsson, and she comes home with a score of 8. Time allowed is 74 seconds. Once again, we have a triple combination and a double combination, as well as a water jump for them to contend with in this evening's competition. Plenty to take on board, plenty to contend with. And of course, we have a 2-round competition as ever to bring you. First rider in for Sweden then is Ebba Kowenta with Helios. So let's take a little look around the course as Ebba tackles it. Their chef to keep is Anna Clara Pettersson. She heads here to fence 1, which is an upright, which was also not one to be taken lightly in round 1. The height of these fences, remember, is 1.45 meters. Right-handed to this oxer at fence 2, and then a right-handed curve down towards the middle of the arena to 3A and B, just 1 stride between those fences in the double. Then a related distance down to fence 4, another oxer. Nearly a 360-degree turn around to fence 5, another upright. And then 8 strides to the water jump. And Ebba puts 7, then to fence 7, which is another upright. Round the back of that fence we aren't using in this course, the triple bar at fence 8, before this left-handed curve right in front of us to the triple combination. First part goes down there, and it's a real test of stamina to have such a technical part at this latter end of the course. Right-handed curve then to the final line, fence 10, then gives you 5 strides to fence 11, and a 7 striding distance takes you to fence 12. She's just gone to drop 1 pole here, so for Ebba Kowenta and Helios it's a score of 4. Well, the next rider to enter the ring is the first in for Finland. Actually, we will give you the second rider for Denmark and Sweden, and then we will bring you Finland because they only have 3 riders. So we go back to Denmark already, to Carla Harder with Notorious van der Vlierbeek. And remember, she rides for Denmark. So we already have an 8 vaulting score. So unless this is clear, we'll then see the minimum score for Denmark. Indeed, it is not clear. Carla has jumped well with this horse in Herning in Denmark in the past, as well as in Ugahan in the under 25 Grand Prix there. So we're now working on the 8. That means that the minimum score for the Danish team for round 1 will be 8. Unfortunately, we have a refusal now at the triple bar. Good at the second time. But that could then be costly on the clock. We only have 74 seconds to get home, and that is going to be tight now. In fact, 6 strides to the final fence, but the time will tick up as well. It gives a score of 18 for Carla Harder and Notorious van der Vleerbeek. We'll turn swiftly then back to Sweden. And their second rider is Moa Behrens. Moa rides Caliban H. Her teammate Ebba Quenta picked up just 4 penalties. Moa sits just outside the top 500 in the FEI jumping under 25 rankings. And she's been jumping down in Compiègne in the individual categories. Of course, we had a Nations Cup leg there, but this pair contested the individual classes and has been spending quite a bit of time down in Spain at Oliva. Getting the miles on the clock with a couple of horses, including this 16-year-old stallion, Caliban. Former ride of Jacob Hellstrom. Well, over the final fence, but it will be 8 for Moa Behrens and Caliban H. The Swedish team have a minimum score of 4 at this stage. Well, now we turn to Finland. Their first rider is Evelina Liukkonen with good quality TN. Remember, only 3 riders on the Finnish team, so every score counts. We don't have any drop score. Sadly, just getting a bit stuck over that fence, just not jumping forward. Caused the 1 pole to drop there. Evelina hasn't competed extensively in the international competitions. She's been jumping good quality in the 2-star classes here last week. Horse is a former rider of Enrico van Manen of the Netherlands. Sadly, another pole goes. And the Finnish team's total, as you will see, swiftly tick up and up. Well, down to the final fence for Evelina Liukkonen with good quality TM. A pretty solid start to her Nations Cup career. That's her first ever appearance on a Nations Cup team, and the score is 8 for Finland. Well, teams are pretty well matched as it stands. So now back to Denmark, to Natasha Tang Kaspersen. Natasha rides Volstrup's Cash. Natasha ranks 621st in the FEI jumping under 25 rankings, which is a really hard list to get onto. A lone rank highly in. It's hugely competitive. Volstrup's Cash is a relatively new ride for her. She's just jumped this horse at Herning and in Kronenberg so far. It's a former ride of Martin Knudsen of Denmark. Coming into the triple combination, they didn't quite have the shot that they wanted, so we have a refusal at the B element. So Natasha Tang Kaspersen has the opportunity to reapproach. Looks like we may have a broken pole there. The arena party just replacing that for us. So Natasha Tang Kaspersen now reapproaches to the triple combination. Volstrup's Cash looking a little bit apprehensive. Really good riding there. Really well done to get through that combination. You could see that the horse was just really having a good look there, but excellently managed. It will be a bit costly on the clock as well. The score is going to be 23 for Natasha Tang Kaspersen. But I must say, some excellent riding to get through the triple combination there at that second time. Very impressive indeed. So Denmark, even if they were to discount that score, they go to a score of 26, which is, of course, quite costly for them. On then back to Sweden. Let's go to Anna Hosterbacker with Isi Molga D. Anna is a two-time European Championship rider, both of those in the pony division. That was with the pony Veni Vidi Vici. Again, they're really looking into the bottom of these fences. She's doing well to keep the forward momentum. This combination was 16th in the two-star Grand Prix here last week. And is her first Nations Cup call-up for Sweden. Issy Molga is an 11-year-old mare, bred in the Netherlands, and has been a partner for Anna for a good few years now. Jumped in the individual classes at Centaur Park, and now selected off the back of those performances to ride for her country. Hugely prestigious honour. She's just there for time. Yes, gets there, 73.39, and we have our first clear. It's going to Sweden. And a brilliant performance in her Nations Cup debut for Anna Horstbacher with Issy Molga D. Back to Finland now then. Second rider is Jenny Aarnio-Wihuri with Ice Tea. Again, a pretty long-term partner for Jenny. And she's even competed this horse in the Nations Cups before, but that was in the Junior Nations Cup, so been a good partner for a little while. They also competed in the Junior Europeans together back in 2019. And their most recent international start together was a 3-start set of competitions in Estonia, in Tallinn. Ice Tea is a 16-year-old stallion. Well, sadly, they're coming a bit unstuck in the triple combination. Just needs to get things back together to not have that impact the final line as well. Safely over the final fence. The time is good, but it's going to be 16 for Jenny Aarnio-Wihuri. Puts Finland to a team total of 24. Denmark on 26. And Sweden, as it stands, on a score of 4. Final rider then of round 1 for Sweden will be Tilda Sandstedt. Tilda rides Java. Sweden are looking like the strongest team at the moment. Tilda 655th in the FEI jumping under 25 rankings. She jumped in the Pony Europeans in 2021 and also competed in the Young Rider Nations Cup at Centaur Park with Java. Had a few fences down there. Java is this 10-year-old mare. Looked like a hoof in the water there. It was certainly very close. This combination were also on the Nations Cup series in 2023, competing at places like Gorla Minore. And good to the last time of 69.69, but it's 4 for Tilda Sandstedt and Java. That means that Sweden will discount the score of 8 and finish on an excellent total of 8 in round 1. We will, of course, add the score from round 2 to their total from round 1. As we go to Annie Hierper of Finland with Lipstick HX. Annie is pretty highly ranked in the under 25 jumping rankings. She's 256th. She's a 2-time European Championship rider, Young Rider Europeans last year, and the Junior Europeans in 2022 with the horse Call Boy. Lipstick is just an 8-year-old mare. And this is their First Nations Cup start. 1 down so far. Forward, positive riding to the water. Sadly, also brings down the B element in the triple. Lovely little horse. Lipstick HX comes home with a score of 8 for Annie Hierper. That puts Finland on to a total score of 32, 2 8 vaulting scores and a 16 combined to give them a score of 32. Well, our next competitor is one of the individuals in the ring. So we are just seeing that I believe the final rider for Denmark has now withdrawn. Which means that the Danish team are on a total score of 49 from round 1. They'll be first into the ring for round 2. Well, I will leave you with these individuals, just 7 individual competitors coming forward, and we'll be back very shortly with the second round of this Young Rider Nations Cup.
zone. I wanna move, I wanna drink it by the bottle. It's complicated, but mixing feelings with tequila gets me wasted. I get that message when you ignore. Blue tick on my text and miss my call. You take shots at me, so I take more. Wanna hit the floor. When I hit the floor, I'm dancing without you. I'm dancing without you. I'm dancing without you. By the bottle, it's complicated, but mixing feelings with tequila gets me wasted. I'll get that message when you ignore. Blue tick on my text and miss my call. You take shots at me, so I take more. When I hit the floor, I'm dancing without you, out you, out you. Dancing without you, out you, out you. So strangers about you, about you, about you. You're not here to take me home, so I'll party on my own. I'm dancing without you, out you, out you. Dancing without you, out you, out you. Won't leave anytime soon, time soon, time soon. You're not here to take me home, so I'll party on my own, so I'll party on my own. I'm dancing without you, out you, out you. You're not here to take me home, so I'll party on my own, so I'll party on my own.
Uma luz azul me guia, com a firmeza e os lampejos do farol. E os recifes lá de cima me avisam dos perigos de chegar. Angra dos Reis e Ipanema, Iracema e Itamaracá. Porto Seguro, São Vicente, braços abertos sempre a esperar. Pois bem, cheguei, quero ficar bem à vontade. Na verdade eu sou assim, descobridor dos 7 mares. Navegar eu quero.
Well, hello and welcome back to the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Series taking place in Drammen. We've brought you the first round of this Nations Cup series as well as some individual competitors. And we now just have the final round of the Young Rider Nations Cup to go. In this 2-round competition. We only have 3 teams coming forward in this competition. And we'll be going in reverse order of placing for round 1. So reverse order of placing now into round 2. So we go on with Denmark. They come forward in 3rd place, and their first rider in will be Nuna Valfang-Linde, who dropped 2 poles in round 1 to score 8. Denmark are on a team total of 49. Their final rider, Josephine Sandgaard, withdrew from round 1, and I will keep you updated on the situation there for round 2 as soon as we have it. Canandro HB is the ride for Nuna Valfang-Linde. Their chef to keep is Bo K. Moller. Well, Nuna Valfang-Linde doesn't add anything for round 2. It's going to be a clear round and a clean sheet for the Danish team. On then to Ebba Quenta of Sweden. Ebba rides Helios and is the first rider out. Just dropped the 1 pole in round 1. So she dropped 1 pole in round 1. So as you see, your graphic there says 8 and a 4 in brackets. That means that it's 8 across the 2 rounds. And 4 in this round. Coming now down to the final line, Sweden on a score of 8 from round 1. They are your leading team. And just for further to add for Ebba Quenta. So with Sweden being the leading team, the reason that we bring you that first is because our start list brings you the 2 teams with 4 riders first, and then we'll bring you the second riders for those two teams, as well as the first rider for Finland. So let's move on then once again to Denmark. This is Carla Harder with Notorious van der Vlierbeek. Carla picked up 18 in round 1. So we're now on to a score of 22 already for this combination. And with the withdrawal of Josephine Sandgaard Morup, it made for quite a costly score for the Danish team. And down goes the final fence as well for Carla Harder. Means a total of 20 in round 2. Gives 38 in total for Carla, but hopefully we'll be able to drop that score. So on to Finland now then. They are your second ranked team after round 1 and they come forward with a score of 32. Evelina Lyukkonen is that rider with good quality TN. This combination dropped 2 poles in round 1 for a score of 8. Now we're working on the 4 for round 2. Finland with just 3 riders, so whatever is added will be added to their score. This puts them up to a score of 36. Looked there very much like a hoof in the water. Looks like Evelina may have got away with that. Just swings out a little bit more. Now there goes the fault for the water being added in. Swung out a little bit more to get a bit straighter for the triple combination. Down to this final fence then, just inside the time allowed as well, 72.64. That time allowed being 74 seconds. For Evelina Lyukkonen, she matches her performance from round 1 and picks up 8 penalties. That puts Finland as a team onto a score of 40. Denmark now sit on a score of 49. That is providing that Josephine Sandgaard Morup doesn't compete again. But let's see how we go. Back now to Sweden. This should be Moa Behrens. Yes, indeed. Moa Behrens with Caliban H. Very talented combination. Dropping just 2 poles in round 1. Their chef de keep is Anna Clara Pettersen. The Swedish team sit now on that score of 8, and remember we do have 4 riders, so they can have a drop score, which is crucial and really puts them at an advantage. Nice forward riding for the water jump. Now coming down to the final line, Moa Behrens jumping extremely well here. Nothing to add yet, just 2 fences left to go to try to get a clear for Sweden. Perfectly done, absolutely brilliantly judged. She's under 70 seconds as well. But it is a clear for our Swedish competitor Moa Behrens and Caliban H. Nothing to add as yet for Sweden. The 4 could be a drop score. So now we go to Denmark's Natasha Tang Kaspersen. Tricky performance in round 1. This pair picked up 23. This is so lovely to see, a real improvement from round 1 to round 2. Natasha Tang Kaspersen riding really strongly here, going from 23 in round 1 and now a clear round in round 2. That is so inspirational to see. Brilliantly done. It is a clear. We'll wait for news of So back to Finland now then. Second rider for the Finnish team is Jenny Arnio Vihuri with Ice Tea. Picked up 16 in round 1 and all scores count, as this team only have 3 riders. Ah, what a shame. Well, it's easy to run on down to that Oxa. It's a very cleverly designed course that can encourage them to get a little bit long and strung out, and that's why the triple combination is proving so difficult as well. It's coming towards the end of the course. A big splash in the water as well for Jenny Arnio Vihuri, which of course incurs 4 penalties as well. Well, coming now down to the final fence, and that goes as well, unfortunately, for Jenny. Anyo Wihuri gives a total score for her of 24 in round 2. The Finnish team total now goes up to 64. Well, onwards now back to Sweden. Their third rider is Anna Hostbacker with Issi Molga D. Remember, Sweden came forward from round 1 as the leading team. This pair were clear in round 1. We haven't had a double clear in this competition yet. In fact, we haven't really had very many clears at all. Only 4 in this whole young rider competition. So already great achievement for Anna Hostbacker to clinch 1 clear. A second would be extremely impressive indeed. It would also keep Sweden on a score of 8. And it would certainly give them the win. A little bit deep into 7, but no issues for Issi Molga. Huge jump at the water jump for Issi Molga and Anna Hostbacker. Oof, well sat. Very well sat into the final fence. This is a bit of a shock. Unfortunately, it's all come unstuck for them at the final fence. They were almost home and dry. Clear that final fence at the second time of asking, but it's 25 for our third rider in for Sweden. Now that will be the drop score, and Sweden go up to a total score of 12. Having said that, we have got to have quite a disaster from Tilda Sandstedt. To be honest with you, Sweden are away at the top of the tree by quite some margin. So the final rider in for the Finnish team is Annie Hiepa with Lipstick HX, this lovely athletic horse that we saw at the end of the first round. Annie Hiepa picked up 8 in round 1. Well, Annie Hiepa has dropped a couple of poles here in round 2. It's going to be a total score of 8 for her. And of course, as we have said previously, we have only 3 riders on the Finnish team, which means that all scores count. The total score for round 2 for them is 40. We add that to their 32 from round 1, and it gives them a score of 72 across the 2 rounds. Well, on back to Sweden now then, to Tilda Sandstedt. Tilda rides Java. Really experienced combination here. Tilda Sandstedt just dropped 1 pole in round 1. Sweden looking by a long way the best team here, the strongest team in this Young Rider Nations Cup. She, as I say, just 1 pole dropped in round 1. We're going here on, now the 4. Gets home on the score of 4, which is exactly what she needed to do. Sweden will be able to drop that score of 25 and add 8 from round 2. Also 8 penalties in round 1. Their team total is 16, excuse me. 16 is the team total score for Sweden. And so they are your winners. We hear that Josefine Sandgaard Morup of Denmark has unfortunately withdrawn. So we add 20 to the Danish score. Their final score is 69. So it's going to be a win for Sweden, that score of 16, giving them first place. Denmark will finish in second on their score of 69, and Finland finish in third with that score of 72. Well, Sweden were the 8th ranked team in the season standings at the start of this competition. They now add 100 points to their tally as the winners. That puts them on to a total of 205, and they go rocketing up the leaderboard up to 3rd place. So great day for the Swedish team. Well, as ever, the prize giving ceremony will be taking place in just a few moments' time. I will bring you that as soon as we are able to. But do stay with us. That prize giving ceremony will be taking place in just a moment's time. Well, here they come then, your winning team. Huge congratulations to Sweden. Very strong performance from them to finish at the top of the tree. Extremely talented riders in this Gelston Arena taking place in Drammen in Norway. Your winning team then is Team Sweden, led by their chef d'équipe Anna Clara Pettersson, and they are made up of Ebba Kawenta with Helios, Moa Berens with Caliban H, Anna Hostbacker with Isi Mulga D, and Tilda Sandstedt with Java. Huge congratulations to that winning team. Denmark are here in second place, led by Bo K. Muller, and their team is made up of Nuna Waldfang-Linde with Canandro HB, Carla Harder with Notorious van der Vlierbeek, Natasha Tang Kaspersen with Volstrup's Cash, and Josephine Sandgaard Morup with Riddle Quiz. A little bit of excitement there among our teams going for their prize giving ceremony. Finally, in third place is Team Finland. They were led by Markus Backlund, and they are comprised of Evelina Liukonen with Good Quality TN, Jenny Arnio Wihuri with Ice Tea, and Annie Hjapper with Lipstick HX. Huge congratulations to those three teams for their placings, and particularly to Team Sweden, the winners of this Young Rider Nations Cup. Well, of course, we have brought you this fantastic series, this FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Series all day, with the children's, the ponies, the juniors, and now the young rider categories. Of course, if you would like to watch any of the action back, you can do so in the FEI.tv archive. So do take a look at those, because we had some fantastic competitions, particularly earlier on in the day. But it has been an absolute pleasure to take you through these competitions today. And I do hope that you have enjoyed every moment as much as I have. The next leg of the Young Rider category will be in Busto Arsizio in Italy. That's from the 15th to the 19th of May. So that takes place next week. I will be joining you for the leg from Zuidwald in the Netherlands. That's at the end of May, and I look forward to taking you through those competitions as well. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I will leave you with the rest of this prize-giving ceremony. It's a win for Sweden, second place for Denmark, and third place for Finland. Have a great evening, whatever you're doing, and do join us again for the next leg of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth Series on FEI TV.
Didn't think I'd finally find the whole world in my mind, but you're doing just fine. You said I'm sorry, babe, I just want to shine. Here's where you lose your mind.